go. Welcome back, everybody, to Portugal. And we're going to see how Eala's progress on the clay is going to go today. She's taken on Udvardy, who is a Hungarian player who's been around for a while. She's sort of in her mid-20s, so she's had a lot of experience. She's also pretty decent on clay, so this will be a good test for Eala to see what her clay court tennis can do. She played the doubles yesterday. She played the singles a few days ago. We saw her win that match pretty easily in the end. It was a little bit tough in the second, but we had a long rain delay, and hopefully we can get through this one. And then Stuttgart and Barcelona are also on the radar today for what we're going to watch. We're going to watch Alcaraz later, but then also, depending on this match, we might watch Andreeva play Alexandra as well. So plenty of tennis to go today. Remember, tomorrow, no tennis in Stuttgart, no tennis in Munich. There will be quarterfinals, though, in Barcelona, which is kind of crazy. But let's get the preview, because these two ladies have never played. So, Udvardy, the number 137. She is 26 years old from Hungary, 5'6", right-handed, 13 wins, 9 losses on the year. She has no titles to her name, but she does have, she has been in a little bit of form. And I looked up what her record was on the Challenger circuit recently, and she's been making a good run at it on the Challengers, so she's got to be feeling pretty good about herself. And she's taken on Alexandra Eala, the number 72 in the world. It's 19-year-old from the Philippines, 5'9", left-handed, 14 wins, 8 losses on the year. She's got no titles yet to her name, but of course the last tournament she played, she made that amazing run in Miami, and she rose into the top 100 for the first time ever, and her ranking is only getting higher every time she wins a match here. Never played before, first time meeting between these two. Udvardy did play the first round match and took out... she took out Leon Tran, who was the qualifier. So she won 6-1, 6-3, so pretty easily in the end. All right. But here we go. Eala takes on Udvardy. Other players, I mean, you've got volley nets versus Zedenshek. That's a very tough match for volley nets down the bottom half, so that could help. Eala if volley nets loses. But how are we doing, chat? What's going on? Watching from Riyadh. What's going on? How you doing? What's my prediction for Rublev Fokina? Rublev in 3. I think Rublev will win in 3. By the way, it looks like the weather might be a little bit wet. It's going to rain all week, right? I said that. I've been saying that every time we watch this tournament. It's going to rain all week, but hopefully it can hold off for the start of this one. We can watch this match, and then we can go to the next one if time permits. Udvardy has a good serve on clay, but we have to see how Eala returns, and she's capable of breaking big servers and time and time again. True. Players are on court, by the way. So yeah, let me give you a little bit of an update, like a little bit of an insight into Udvardy, because obviously we know who Eala is, and we know that she's sort of clay is a new surface for her, or at least she's more experienced on other surfaces like hard courts. So Udvardy, in her career, she's 26 years old. She has won 200 matches on clay, including in March when Eala was going on that run in Miami. Udvardy was playing on clay and made the semifinals of a Challenger event or a 125 event. So she's got to be feeling pretty good. And she also beat Eva Lees along the way, who, if you remember at the start of the year, did really well in Australia. So that's a good win there for Udvardy. So she's got to... Before that tournament, she was on a losing streak. But yeah, that tournament that I can't even pronounce, I don't even know where it is. What world is this in? No idea. It was somewhere in Europe. And then also she did play a Challenger event last week on clay and made the second round. So yeah, recent form, pretty good. So yeah, beating top 100 player in Lees a couple of weeks ago on the clay. So that's, again, we're talking about Eala. Each match that she plays is going to be a little bit harder, or a little bit more, like the opposition's going to be a little bit tougher. And this is definitely a step up from her first round. So we'll see how she adjusts. The best win she's had, Udvardy, on a clay court against a player was actually number 62 Schneider at the time, was 62 in the world at the end of November in 23. Last year on the clay court, she beat Osorio in November last year. So she's had a couple of good wins. Of course, the Lease win a couple of weeks ago was the third biggest win that she's ever had on a clay court. She's also played players like Navarro, Pavlyuchenkova, Stearns on the clay, but she's lost all those matches. But yeah, Udvardy, a seasoned... And by the way, if I talk about her record on hard courts, so her record overall, 271 wins, 200 losses. Clay courts, 208 wins. So clay is definitely her favorite surface, Udvardy. So again, this is going to be interesting to see how Eala can adjust to a seasoned clay court player. The one next to Eala's name means that she is the best player in the tournament by ranking. She's the highest ranked player. So she is the highest ranked player in this tournament. By the way, Chad, they're not playing on center court, which is kind of strange. I don't know why, but they're not playing on center court. Maybe there's bigger... Maybe there's... I don't know. Who's playing... Is it... Why are they not playing on center court? I don't know what's going on. Lots of people here. Yeah, welcome everybody. What's going on? By the way, I can't show the match because that's super illegal, but I can tell you what's going to happen every time something happens, all right? So it's... unfortunately, I can't tell you. I can't show you. But I can tell you. What's my prediction? I think Eala will win, but it'll be 3. I think it'll be a tough 3-setter, I reckon. I reckon Udvardy might win a set. Because Eala was down 4-2 in the second set of her match the other day and came back to win. But Udvardy is a step up from her first round. The rest of the round of 36 were postponed, so I think they're using center court for one of those matches. Okay. Yeah, they've got a lot to get through. Because remember, this is a men's tournament as well. So they've got a men's challenger happening and then the women's match tournament too. So they got so many matches to finish because yesterday it rained. Straight after the doubles, it started raining. So we're very lucky to get through the doubles when we did. But the weather's been crappy at this tournament for sure. And I can tell you this, chat, unless Eala drops down the rankings in the future or comes back from an injury or something and has to play challenges, I don't think she'll ever play these tournaments again. This will be the last time we see her play this level of tournament. And if she stays healthy and nothing bad happens, she'll probably never have to play this event or this level of event again. We won't see her. We won't see her playing a 125 challenger in the future. Yep, they're just warming up at the moment. Just warming up the serves, and then we'll kick it off. By the way, I think it's 10 a.m. in Portugal, so pretty early start for a tennis event. Also, Munar taking on Hashanov over in Barcelona. We've got Navone taking on Goffin over in Munich. And also Stuttgart, Alexandra is coming up in about an hour and a half, so we'll see what's up. It's kind of like somebody said yesterday. I can't remember who it was, but somebody said yesterday that today's kind of a bit of well, there's not that many matches to watch today, and there's not really. Like Barcelona, there's no Alcaraz. There's no. I think Zverev isn't playing in Munich today, so it's a little bit of a dud day on the men's side. You know, Humbert Marijan, you know. Alcaraz and Jera is the only... I mean, you can say that Rublev Fokina is pretty awesome too, but yeah, it's a pretty slow day. And then you've got sort of Alexandrova and Andreeva, really. I mean, I don't know. Penko versus Navarro is probably the best match of the day for the Stuttgart event, but yeah, it's pretty slim. And then tomorrow we don't have... 2 of the tournaments don't play, so it's going to be weird to see tomorrow. Praying and hoping for Eala continue to climb the rankings. Well, if she wins this tournament, she'll be number 60 in the world. And then she plays Madrid. Now, the draw comes out on Monday for Madrid, so we'll find out where she falls. Now, Eala's going to be unseeded for that, which means that she'll have to play first round against somebody. But then the second round, she'll have to play against a top 30 player. So, yeah. So, Eala's going to have, if she does go on to win this tournament, she's going to have to play a top 30 player in a second round of Madrid, which maybe, there's a lot of top 30 players. There's a lot of players in the top 30 that are not clay quarters, so she could maybe avoid playing one of the big, scary players. But there's also a possibility she plays like Swiatek or Sabalenka in the second round, right? So we'll see what happens. But here we go, chat. Udvardy's going to serve, and we are gonna go. Who you got, chat? I'm pretty sure I know all the answer. I'm going to go Eala in 3. I reckon she's going to fight her way through as she returns into the front of Udvardy. Backhand to Eala into the front of Udvardy. Goes down the line to the front of Eala. And Eala in the net. And it's 15-love. Udvardy does have a right ankle strap as well, so that's something to consider. All right, 15-love. Filipino co-workers getting into tennis because of Eala. That's what we're here. That's what we want, chat. That's what we're here to do. More people into tennis. That's what we want. There's a bit of forehand now down the line from Udvardy to the forehand of Eala on the stretch. But Eala... Ooh, did Eala hit the line? No, it went long. Umpire's going to check. No, maybe, no. Umpire's going to check. Eala's questioning the call. And the umpire said it is long. And it's 30-love. 30-love. As Udvardy serves again. A fault. Second serve. Serving to the back end of Eala. Return is a winner. They don't have a scoreboard on the screen, so I can't. The WTA haven't pressed the buttons. I think it was out. 40-love. It was either on the line or amazing shot, it was out. But I couldn't hear the call. It was in! 30-15. As Eala returns into the front of Udvardy. Udvardy in there, 30-all. All right, chance for Eala to break here. I'm new to the sport. I'm thinking of getting my daughter to join a tennis club. Nice! Tennis is a very, and I'm biased, but I'm going to say it anyway. Tennis is a very good sport to get into. As we serve into the forehand of Eala, return into the backhand of Udvardy. Eala with the forehand into the backhand of Udvardy. To the backhand of Eala. Udvardy forehand cross. Eala goes again to the forehand of Udvardy. Goes on the line of the forehand of Eala. Forehand from Udvardy on the stretch is a winner. That's a good shot from Udvardy. Is Eala all right? I think she might have just put her hands down on the clay and maybe just go dust off her hands, I think. She kind of slipped a little bit and then put her hand down to... I think she might have cut her hand, Eala, when she put her hand down to stop her falling. It's her left hand, so maybe... sometimes when you slip over, you're not going to drop your racket and put your hands like this. You're going to just use your knuckles. So maybe she might have just scuffed her knuckles when she put her hand down to brace so she didn't slip. She's going to continue. I've done that before. I've got all scuffed knuckles from slipping over and just basically just grinding my hand on the ground. It was fun. It was not fun. 40-30. Sun's out, by the way. As Udvardy serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve into the back, into the front of Eala. Back into Udvardy. Into the back end of Eala. Udvardy slice on the stretch. Eala in control. Udvardy with a pass, but it's wide. Eala too good. We get the deuce. We get to deuce. And she serves again. Udvardy. And the return goes in the backhand of Udvardy. Forehand from Eala. Into the backhand of Udvardy is Eala forehand slice. Udvardy backhand. Into the forehand of Eala on the stretch. Udvardy comes in and puts away the volley. And it's advantage Udvardy. Advantage Udvardy. Serve again for the first game of the match. Advantage Udvardy. Serving to the forehand of Eala. Back into Udvardy. Into the slice of Eala, but Eala in the net. Udvardy's doing a good job of wrong footing Eala, which that means that you kind of go the way that you, I guess the opposite way of what you think is going to go. So like if the player's running one way, you go the opposite way, and they kind of like they guess wrong. So that was a terrible explanation. Wrong footing is basically, let's say you're going across court with shots, and then the other person thinks you're going to go the other way, so they start running, and then you go behind them the same way and trick them. Again, it's so hard to explain this without showing you, but that's pretty much it. 1 in the chat if you understood that, 2 in the chat if you had no idea what I said. 1-0 Udvardy. As Eala serves. Eala with a serve. Down the tee, the backhand of Udvardy. Return goes forehand of Eala. Udvardy into the backhand of Eala. Eala in the net. Love 15. Who do you think wins this match? I think Eala will win. Love 15. I think it might take her a set to sort of adjust to Udvardy, because Udvardy's a much more competent clay courter than the first opponent, but I think eventually she'll figure it out and win in 3. As a backhand return out of the forehand of Eala, forehand from Udvardy, into the backhand of Eala on the stretch. Udvardy down the line forehand, Eala gets it. There's Udvardy backhand down the line winner. Jeez, Udvardy's hitting hard. Love 30. Love 30. As Eala serves again. Does Eala have a sports card yet? Yeah. I've got a couple of them that I'm going to put in the store soon. As it a backhand out of the forehand of Udvardy, backhand out from Eala down the line. Udvardy gets it with the forehand backhand on the stretch, but it's long. 15-30. Serve again. Eala down the tee. Great serve. Udvardy gets it back. Eala backhand. Comes the net. Udvardy with a pass, though, is too good. Yeah, that approach shot was too central from Eala. And it's break points for Udvardy. 15-40. How many years has Udvardy been on the circuit? She's been around for at least... Let me check. She's 26, so she's been around since she turned pro in 2017. So she's been around for 8 years. So that goes in the net on the return from Udvardy. Udvardy made a WTA main draw debut in the Hungarian Ladies Open back in 2017 in doubles. So she probably, she would have turned pro before that, but her first WTA main draw event was 2017. Is it back in now from Eala in the net? 2 love Udvardy. She breaks. Udvardy has played a lot of Grand Slam tennis over the last few years, but has only won 1 match. She won a match at Wimbledon in 2022, got to the second round and then lost. Hasn't won a match at the other slams yet. She also played Miami in 2022 and lost in the first round. Hasn't played a 1,000 event since. So yeah, but she has played a little bit of doubles. She's got a bit of double success as well. So Was a runner-up in the Hobart International a couple of years ago. She also made the Sydney International final in doubles in 2022. In the Challenger circuit in the singles, she won in 2022 in Buenos Aires. She made 4 other finals, including one last year in Italy. So she's definitely a clay player. Her singles record, all her singles results, her best singles results have been on clay. Definitely a clay court. And then when I look at her ITF event, she's won 11 titles in the ITF, which is sort of what this is. This is sort of a level above that, but the ITF is sort of the where she sort of is in her career. And 10 finals. She actually hasn't won an ITF tournament for a couple of years, but she has won many clay court tournaments on the ITF. So she is very much a clay court aficionado. As that goes up in the sky from Eala, but it's long. 40 love. She is a bit of a clay courter. Is Udvardy. 40 love, which is why I keep saying it's a great test for Eala, because the first round she was playing a player that was decent on clay but was 21 years old, so a bit inexperienced. And now she's playing someone who's more experienced and better on clay. So it's like it's a good level up for experience, for her experience, Eala's experience. All right, 40 love. Udvardy serves again. Into the forehand of Eala, back into Udvardy to the forehand of Eala. There's Udvardy backhand. Goes long, 40-15. 40-15. As Udvardy serves. Fault. Second serve. Second serve to the back end of Eala. Return to the front of Udvardy. Udvardy in the net. 40-30. 40-30. By the way, chat, shout out to Gene for sending me the info. But Maria Sakkari's gone back with her old coach, the one that basically took her to the top of the game, Tom Hill. So that's good to see. Hopefully it works. They were a good combo. Or at least they were a successful combo. As a forehand now from Udvardy into the back of Eala. Udvardy backhand to the forehand of Eala. Into the back of Udvardy. Eala with the forehand down the line. Udvardy gets it on the stretch. Into the forehand of Eala. As Udvardy backhand down the line. In the net. We get the deuce from 40 love. All right. We get the deuce. As Udvardy serves the fault. Second serve. Second serve, the back end of Eala. Great return. Udvardy slices it back. Eala comes to the net and puts it away. Advantage Eala.
This is going to be on tennis.
She's starting to figure it out now. Advantage Eala to take the break back. As Udvardy serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. Double fault. There's the break back. All right, 2-1. Udvardy. That was a bad game by Udvardy. She was like 40 love. And gave it back. All right, 2-1. Do you like this second semi-final of Roland Garros at 7 p.m.? No, I hate it. I hate that. I hate it. Why? Like, because for me, it's like 9 a.m. for me. Like, it's a terrible time zone for me anyway. I don't know. I don't know why they don't just do back-to-back like, I know why they do it, because it makes sense, like, financially to, like, have two different semis and be like, semi-final 1, semi-final 2. If you want to go watch this one, buy the tickets. If you want to go see this one, buy tickets, right? But, like, for a viewing experience, it's terrible if there's, like, a gap between the semi-finals. Like, if they're not one after the other, people are going to tune out. So, I think for people that are buying tickets, yeah, they can double up on, like, semi-final tickets instead of, you have to buy 2 semi-final tickets if you want to see both men's semi-finals. But if the first semi-final starts at 2 p.m. and the second one starts at 7 p.m. and they're 2 different tickets, well, the viewing audience are going to tune out after the first one if it's not 5 hours, right? If the first semi-final takes 2 hours, then you're going to have a 3-hour gap between semis, and what are we going to do? Just sit around and do nothing? So I don't know. I don't know if the first one starts at 2, but I'm just assuming it does. Usually they start around 2, 3 p.m. But I don't know. I just wish they just kind of do Grand Slam semis like one after the other. Just so, like, when we're watching them, we can just get into them rather than having to, like, have like a 3-hour gap potentially between the matches, I know the Australian Open do that, where they have like a night session match and then they have the afternoon. Remember, the Zverev Djokovic match was during the day. The Sinner semi-final was at night, and there was a bit of a gap between the two, but I don't know. For the tournament, financially, it makes sense to do that, but I don't know if it's good for the people watching at home. It's a bit of a it's probably not good for tennis viewership when it comes to watching. Like, you can't just sit in front of the TV and watch both semi-finals back to back. You're going to have like 2 hours to go. Okay, what am I going to do for the next 2 hours? I'm going to go do something else, and then not come back and watch the second one, right? So they're going to lose the audience, I think. You got to keep people in. If you're doing back to back, you keep people watching the whole thing, all day. But whatever. The tournament knows what's good for the tournament. Hopefully, the first semi-final goes for 4 hours, so then the second semi-final happens straight after it. So that way, we don't have to wait, a couple hours between matches. But we'll see what happens. By the way, players are just waiting for Eala because of her. She cut her hand when she slipped in the second game, and she's just getting a treatment on the hand. Just got some cuts on the hand. Udvardy really thinking about how tough that was. She's up 40-love in that game, Udvardy. She should have gone up 3-love. By the way, don't forget to sub if you haven't already. We're going to be watching Alcaraz later today. So if you want to try and get into tennis, and there's probably a lot of new people that haven't maybe watched that much tennis before. So that's what we're here to do, is hopefully you can stick around and watch Alcaraz as well. Alcaraz is a very fun player. He's a very fun player to watch. He's an exciting player to watch. Probably one of the most exciting players on the men's side. So if you come here for Eala, stay for Alcaraz. I hope it doesn't affect Alex's game play. Yeah, look, it will be a bit of a distraction having your fingers or your knuckles taped, but I think she'll adjust. She'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be a huge hindrance. Maybe just an annoyance. It's so hot outside, my left hand got sunburn. Ouch. That sucks. All right, Eala's back. 2-1. Udvardy with the lead, but Eala broke back, and we get a backhand now from Udvardy into the front of Eala. Udvardy forehand goes wide, and it's 15-love. 15 love. Love. As the return goes to the backhand of Eala. Eala in the net. 15 all. As a return, nope, that's a fault by Eala. Second serve. As a return from Udvardy into the front of Eala. Udvardy backhand in the net, 30-15. 30-15. Medi, Monfils, and Alcaraz are the most fun to watch, in my opinion. Okay. All right, 30-15. By the way, chat, tomorrow night, my team are playing. So I'm a little nervous. I don't even know if we'll be live for it because the matches might be later, but we'll see. As that goes out by Eala, and it's 30-all. Today's Tsonga's 40th birthday. Hey, happy birthday to Joe Willie Tsonga. God, I miss him. I wish that I'd started this channel earlier to watch him because he was so fun to watch. As a bit of a fault from Eala, second serve. Your mic is broken. Hello, hello, hello. One in the chat if you can hear me. All right, 30-all. As it a serve from Eala, second serve. Into the backhand of Udvardy, return the backhand of Eala. And Eala hits it long. Udvardy with another break point, 30-40. 30-40. Tsonga's French. All right, 30-40 break point for Udvardy. As with a serve. Into the backhand of Udvardy. Backhand now Eala goes long and Udvardy breaks again. 3-1. Udvardy leads. And now we did notice this in Miami that Eala's serve is vulnerable. It's one of the things in her game that that needs improving, right? If she's going to be consistent. It's very hard to be a top player without a consistently holding serve. And so far she hasn't held serve yet. But it is, look, she's 19. It's going to get better. You know, Sabalenka couldn't serve to save herself before she started winning everything, last couple of years, right? So, I mean, Sabalenka was double faulting up until 2023. And then she stopped. So and she was like 24 when she figured out how to serve properly, like how to get her serve working. So Eala's serve is not as in that much need of help. It's not double faults. It's more just the fact that her serve gets attacked. That is the issue. But if she can break back, it doesn't really matter. If you can return well and break back, then doesn't matter. 15-0. There's a serve again from Udvardy. Serve is a let. And there's a serve from Udvardy in the net. It's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As the return goes to the backhand of Udvardy. Forehand from Eala down the line. Udvardy on the stretch gets it. Eala backhand. Again, the forehand of Udvardy. And Udvardy hits it wide. 15-30. All right, 15-30. Does Feast remind you a bit of Tsonga, Cam? Not really. I feel like Feast is a little bit more confrontational than Tsonga. I don't think Tsonga was as he was aggressive in the way he played, but he wasn't as like I feel like he wasn't as he wasn't confrontational. As that goes into the corner by Eala, and it's break points, 15-40. Break points for Eala to take the break back. $15-40. As Udvardy serves. As the return goes in, it goes out by Eala, 30-40. $30-40. As Udvardy serves again. A fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the front of Eala, returning the back of Udvardy. Udvardy in the net. We're back on serve. 3-2. Udvardy breaks back. Thoughts on the game so far? Udvardy definitely... Eala's winning the ground stroke. She looks much better when it comes to the rallies. Udvardy should probably be up 4-1 though. She was up 40-love in one of the games and kind of threw it away. Udvardy is definitely, I would say, serving better, but she's not holding. So I mean, we're back on serve. But in the rallies, Eala's winning the rallies, and Udvardy needs her serve to work. Otherwise, Eala's going to win the rallies, right? Good luck to you and your team. Thank you. We should smoke the Eagles tomorrow. They are one of the worst teams in the competition. So I'd be pretty disappointed if we lost. But you just never know. When you're playing away, you just never know. Bye, chat. The Rockies were this close to beating the Dodgers today. 8-7. We lost 8-7. We're this close. We're so damn close. Oh, man. It's brutal, chat. That would have been a huge win. Would have been a good one. I think it was yesterday. Am I thinking of something? No, here we go. Was it? I think it was yesterday. All right, 15-love. Eala trying to level. As Eala serves again. You're a Rockies fan? It must be brutal. Yeah, it's my first season as a Rockies fan, so we will. I'm learning about them. As we serve to the backhand of Udvardy, Eala down the line to the slice of Udvardy. Udvardy in the net, 30-love. The only reason I'm a Rockies fan as well is because of a random wheel that had all MLB teams on it, and I spun the wheel, and that's the team that showed up. And everybody laughed. I don't know why people laughed. It was a bit weird. Like, so many people were laughing, like, "Oh my god, that's that team. That's crazy." Anyways, that goes out by Udvardy, and it's 40-love. But now I kind of get it. I understand. I know. We have won a few games though. All right, 40-love. Best game of the match so far for Eala. Serve to the backhand of Udvardy. Backhand now Eala down the line's a winner. Okay, she's found her groove now. 3-all. Easy hold by Eala. All right, 3-3. As Udvardy serves again. Let me know in the chat where you're watching from. I'm in Australia. It's 7:30 p.m. But let me know in the chat where you're watching from. As Udvardy serves into the backhand of Eala. Udvardy goes short to the front of Eala. She comes to the net. Udvardy with a pass is too good. Again, Udvardy's hit two really good passing shots from over past Eala at the net. But Eala not the best approach shots to come to the net. But again, look, it's something to improve on, which is good. It's exciting. As Udvardy serves an ace, 30 love. We've got Philippines, we've got USA, we've got Denmark, Singapore, Ireland, Seattle. 30 love as Udvardy serves again. Into the backhand of Eala. Return goes to front of Udvardy. Eala with a pass. Udvardy with a volley. Eala gets it. And Udvardy slices it down the line. Good rally. Good clay court rally. 40 love Udvardy. Philippines, Manila. We've got Quebec City, I think. No. What's QC? We've got Italy in the house. We've got the UK. UAE in the house as well. Cape Town, London. Served in the back of Eala. Return goes wide, but it's called a fault by the umpire. Second serve. As we just serve again from Udvardy into the front of Eala. Good return to the front of Udvardy. Eala backhand. Goes again the front of Udvardy. Eala forehand on the stretch. Udvardy with a volley. Winner away. 4-3. Two very good holds by both players in the last two games. All right. We've got Philippines. A lot of people from the Philippines. Orlando, Florida. We've got Qatar. We've got Manila. Quezon City. Quezon City. Quezon City. Saudi in the house as well. We got Macau in the house. We got Hawaii, Madrid. Watching from Christchurch, New Zealand. Japan in the house. Mexico. It's 5:30 in the Philippines. Nice. Denmark as well. It's pronounced Quezon. Oh, sorry. Quezon City. Quezon City. All right. Back to Eala. 4-3 Udvardy. Singapore in the house as well. Riyadh, Poland. Mexico. All right. Eala serves. Eala with a serve into the forehand of Udvardy. Udvardy in the net. 15 love. 15 love. Serve again from Eala. Is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Second serve is a return now. Goes the backhand of Eala, who hits a winner down the line. Lovely shot. 30 love. I think Udvardy thought it was going to be a double fault. The way she was standing, she looked like she was going. She looked like she thought it was a double fault. But it was in. 30 love. Served on the tee as a fault. Second serve. Second serve. To the backhand of Udvardy. Return goes to front of Eala. Udvardy backhand on the stretch. Goes into the net. 40 love. Watching from England. Go Eala. Nice. San Diego, California. Nice. Should I go to San Diego, California? Is there anything to do there? What's the situation? Is there anything is it worth going? 40 love. As we return now to the forehand of Eala. Forehand now from Udvardy into the back of Eala. As Udvardy forehand on the stretch with a slice. Eala forehand down the line is a long, and it's 40-15. All right, serve again. Eala to take the game and level. As the return goes in the back end of Eala. Forehand from Udvardy is wide. 4-0. 4 games all. Have you got Penko and Navarro today? I'm going to say Navarro in 3. More because I don't want Swiatek to play Penko yet. I want Penko-Swiatek to happen in Rome or Roland Garros. I don't want to see Penko play Swiatek in Stuttgart. All right, 4-0. This match is stressful. Yeah, it's pretty intense. As Udvardy serves the fault, second serve. Second serve. It's double fault. All right. Love 15. Love 15. Serve again from Udvardy. Serve to the forehand of Eala. Return is long. But was it a fault? Was it a fault? It was a fault. Okay, second serve. Second serve Udvardy. Into the forehand of Eala. Return goes back into Udvardy. Eala forehand down the line. Udvardy gets it with a forehand cross. Eala backhand into the backhand of Udvardy. Into the forehand of Eala. And Eala puts it away. Love 30. Chance for Eala to break and serve at the set. Love 30. Nice hitting from Eala. Love 30. So to serve again. Into the backhand of Eala. Return goes short. And Udvardy hits a winner down the line. That was clean. 15-30. Unfortunately, no, they're not playing on the center court. I don't know who's playing on the center court. But they've got a lot of matches to get through because of the rain that's happened the last couple of days. It's been a pretty hectic week with weather this week in this tournament, unfortunately. 15-30. Serve to the back of Eala. Return goes in the front of Udvardy. Eala backhand. Again, the front of Udvardy. As Eala down the line. Hits it long. 30-0. Center court's flooded. That's why they can't play. Oh, okay. I did notice they bought covers for the center court. They found covers for the center court, but obviously hasn't helped. All right. Udvardy with an ace. 40-30. 40-30. As Udvardy serves into the back of Eala, return goes in front of Udvardy. Udvardy in the net though, and we get the deuce. All right, chance for Eala again to get the break and serve for the first set. Serve again. There's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the front of Eala. Good return. Is it in? No. Udvardy says it's out. Eala's having a look, but she's going to ask the umpire to come down and check it out. It was close. Eala's having a real look. The umpire fell out of the chair. No, the umpire's not going to check. All right, advantage Udvardy. Advantage Udvardy to take the lead again. Udvardy serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve into the front of Eala. Return the net. All right, 5-4. Udvardy holds. Eala's going to serve to stay in the set. All right. How we doing, chap? What's going on? Does anyone have any questions? Any tennis questions that you want answered? Any questions? Has anybody got any questions? You might be new to the game. There's no such thing as silly questions regarding tennis. So if you think that, oh man, I should probably know this, it sounds basic, just ask it anyway. Because I'm sure there's a bunch of people in the chat that also have the same question. Can you change rackets anytime mid-game? Yes. You can change rackets whenever you want. You can change rackets between points if you want. If you 1 point and then the next point, you can change it. You can change rackets as many times as you want. Are they going to have extended game if it keeps raining? Well, it's not raining now, so it should be okay. What is the difference between forehand and backhand? So forehand is usually hit with one hand and backhand is usually hit with two hands. If you're right-handed, your forehand is on this side, on the right side of your body. The backhand is on this side of your body. If you're left-handed, it's the opposite. So yeah, it's just right side of the body for a right-hander is forehand, left side is backhand. That's probably the best way to explain it. Who will win? I think Eala will win. When was the first tennis game ever held? I think back in like the 1800s. How do you think Coco does today? I think she wins. As we serve out wide, the front of Udvardy in the net. Wait, what happened? 15 love. It's showing a different scoreboard. Hello? What the hell? Looked up and I'm like, 7-5? Who played 7-5? Anyways, 15 love. Eala serves again. Into the backhand of Udvardy. Return is long. 30 love. Is the slide important in clay? Yes, sliding is important. What is a drop shot? A drop shot is when you hit a little shot that just goes over the net and lands very short in the court, which means close to the net. And it makes your opponent run very fast, or it makes your opponent not run at all because they were too far away. Forehand now goes to the backhand of Udvardy. Slice goes in. Eala comes in with a forehand. Udvardy puts up a lob, and Eala puts it away. And it's 40 love. Why is Alex the top seed in the league? Because she's the highest ranked player. She's the highest ranked player in this tournament. Second highest is 80 in the world, and that's volley nets. But she's the highest ranked player. That's why she's the number one seed. As a backhand from Eala into the front of Udvardy. Eala with a backhand down the line. Udvardy with a passing shot, but Eala's got the volley. All right, 5-all. Good hold by Eala. She's serving much, much better in these last few games. 5-5. Is a weak serve more vulnerable on clay? No, I would say a weak serve clay is more beneficial. Obviously, having a weak serve is not great in general, but I think on a clay court, because returners can't hit winners as easily on clay, it gives you a better... Like, if you don't have a massive serve, right? If you don't have a big serve, you can get away with... it. You can hit a soft serve, and then the returns are still going to be tough to get back, but also you're going to have more time to get them because the returns are going to slow up. 15 love. Nice shot from Udvardy. As it is served in the tee from Udvardy is a fault. Second serve. French Open. When is the French Open? The French Open is in 6 weeks. 5 weeks. 5 weeks. As backhand return goes into the front of Udvardy. Backing up from Eala on the stretch. Udvardy with a slice. Goes in. But Eala with the forehand in the open court. Oh, she hit it out. No, it was in. No, it was out. No, it was in. I think it was in. Great shot.
This is going to be on Tennis TV, bro.
Hit the back of the line. 15-all. Potapova retired. Sabalenka moved on. Yeah, so Sabalenka's into the quarterfinals. She won't play till Saturday, though. By the way, Udvardy is saying the ball was out or in? What are they saying? The umpire's talking to Udvardy here. I think So wait, so he... oh no, I think it was called out, then overruled, but because Udvardy couldn't get there, Udvardy wants a replay, but the umpire is suggesting that Udvardy wouldn't have made the shot anyway, so there's no replay required. And they're having a big discussion. I think the umpire is right. I don't think Udvardy was going to make a good attempt of the shot. Eala's shot was way too hard. And Udvardy would never have got that shot had it been called in officially. Udvardy's not happy though. 15-0. But yeah, Udvardy would never have got that shot. It hit the back of the line and was past Udvardy before the call was even made. But she's not happy. 15-0. Not a good time to get angry. 15-0. As Udvardy serves again. Into the forehand of backhand of Eala. Backhand again, the forehand of Udvardy. Eala with backhand on the stretch. Udvardy comes in and volleys it away. I'll tell you what, Udvardy's got some solid volleys for sure. And it's 30-15. She's got a decent net game for sure. 30-15. Serve again. Out wide. And the return goes out by Eala. And Udvardy's got a decent serve as well. 40-15. There's a return from Eala. Goes back into Udvardy. Eala gets the point though. Udvardy hit it long. Umpire's out the chair. Umpire's been out the chair a lot in this match, having to check a lot of shots. And the umpire is saying that the ball is out, so it's 40-30.
Out! It's out!
40-30. Still a chance for Udvardy to stay in front. And make Eala's serve to get to a tiebreak. Serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. Are there special rubber shoes for clay? I don't know about special, but there are definitely clay shoes. Or the clay preferred shoes. As Udvardy hits the backhand wide. All right, we're a deuce. All right, we get the deuce. Udvardy was up 40-15. It's made a couple of errors. As she serves a fault, which was again a very late call. Umpire's out the chair again. And the umpire is also calling that one out. Udvardy's like, I want to see this one. There's been a lot of... the umpires had to come out and see... question so many shots. Anyways, second serve. It was a fault. Second serve. Umpire should just stand at the net at this point. Second serve. Into the backhand of Eala. Fauna from Udvardy down the line. Eala gets on the stretch and hits it wide. Oh, that would have been a shot. That would have been a shot if Eala had hit that one in. Just went wide though. All right, advantage Udvardy. And a good serve, Udvardy out wide. All right, Udvardy's serve is keeping her in front. All right. 6-5. By the way, chat, one in the chat, have you seen the Minecraft movie? I was going to go see it, but then I had I had Mexican food and I was going to go see it after that, but then I had a couple too many drinks, so then I didn't go. But has anyone seen it? I've just keep seeing memes. Just keep seeing memes of it. And that Lava Chicken song is stuck in my head. And goddamn Lava Chicken. It's for parents with kids. I feel like it would be fun though. Like, I feel like fun movies are fun. Is Jack Black kind of... I feel like Jack Black was like... He's been relevant forever. I remember like School of Rock. He was like singing songs and stuff and it was all like catchy and love it. And he's still doing it. It's crazy. I feel like I grew up with Jack Black. Now he's like in a Minecraft movie. What the hell? And doing Super Mario. It's like, what? Fun movies are fun? Yeah. All right. Eala's serving to get to a tiebreak. I want to go see it. As that goes in the net from Udvardy, 15 love. Have I gone to the PO box yet? No, I'm going to go tomorrow. All right. Eala to serve. Tenacious D, goated, yeah. As Eala hits a fault, second serve. Nacho Libre, oh, that's a classic. That is a classic. Serving to the backhand of Udvardy. Eala with the forehand of Udvardy to the backhand of Eala. As Udvardy gets the point, Eala over hits at 15-0. You know what? I went through Amazon Prime and I put in a watch list of just all Jack Black movies. I'm just going to go for a Jack Black movie marathon, I reckon. Like Orange County, Tropic Thunder, like anything that he's in, I'm just going to watch them all. Return goes in the net from Udvardy, 30-15. That was a fire. She said, I'm going to burn this mother down. You better not. You better not. She said it was electrical fire. Yeah, it was electrical fire. Sparks everywhere. Nobody in the chat knows what I'm saying. 30-15. You better not. You better not. All right. We were in the building. Return. Goes in the front of Eala. Back in now from Udvardy in there at 40-15. You better not. Just watch Orange County. Just write Jack Black Orange County on YouTube and you'll see it. It's got Ben Stiller in the firefighter scene. It's funny. It's so funny. There was a fire. There's a fire. I'm just looking at the fire. 40-15. Return goes in to the backhand of Eala. 4 now from Udvardy. As Eala backhand down the line. Udvardy gets it. Into the back of Eala on the stretch. Udvardy cross forehand. Eala with a pass. It's too good. We're going to a tie break.
And now it's time for the tie-break game.
All right. There you go, chat. Give us your tie-break score. Who you got? Who have you got? They've both broken each other a few times. Udvardy has probably been the strongest server of the two. A lot of people going to Eala. All right, let's see what happens. As Udvardy goes down the line to the front of Eala, back in Udvardy is wide. 1 level with Eala. I feel like if Udvardy's serve doesn't go in, like if she misses a lot of first serve, Eala's going to win this tiebreak. If Udvardy doesn't serve well, she ain't going to win this tiebreak. It's all on her serve. A lot of people going to Eala. 7-5, 7-5, 7-2, 7-3. Eala's got the mini break already. 1 love. As Eala serves. Into the forehand of Udvardy. Return goes back to Eala. Udvardy gets the point. Eala hits it long. 1-1. One all. Serve again. Down the tee, the backhand of Udvardy, but it's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Udvardy. Return goes forehand of Eala. As Udvardy backhand again, the forehand of Eala. Into the forehand of Udvardy on the stretch, but it's going to go... Oh, it goes in. But Eala puts it away, 2-1. Tell you what, Eala does a very good job of hitting the ball real deep in the court. It's very hard to hit back when she's hitting it that flat and that deep in the court. It's not an easy shot to return. That's one of the many benefits of her game. All right, 2-1. As Udvardy serves. Down the tee. Fault. Second serve. Second serve. To the backhand, to the front of Eala. Backhand of Udvardy is down the line and a winner. No. Yes. Maybe. Eala's saying it's wide. Udvardy's going to the net. She's like, this is in. The umpire's saying it is good, but Eala thinks it's wide. And Udvardy's like, thank God I got one. Because Udvardy's been... I feel like Udvardy in this set has definitely had a lot more close calls go against her. Eala's trying to plead her case. And the umpire's saying, nah, that was on the line. Eala just kicks the mark and says, all right, let's move on. 2-0. Again, the umpire down the chair. I think that's like 7 times the umpire's got out the chair. Now, 2-0. Udvardy with the serve. Into the front of Eala. Return goes into the back of Udvardy, who hits a winner down the line. Great hitting again from Udvardy on this. Again, set up by the serve. 3-2. Three to 2. No Hawkeye here. Nope. There's good old-fashioned people. Humans. No machines. All right, not 30-15. I'm looking at the wrong score. 3-2. Udvardy has been a fault from Eala. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Udvardy. Forehand from Eala down the line. Into the front of Udvardy. As Eala backhand. Again, the front of Udvardy. Into the backhand of Eala. As Udvardy. Again, to the backhand of Eala. Udvardy's hitting it nice and deep, but it's too deep by Eala. 4-2, and Eala yells at herself after that point. All right, 4-2. They change ends. No Hawkeye in Stuttgart, which is a bigger tournament. Yeah, I don't know why. It's weird that Stuttgart don't have Hawkeye. I mean, look, the rule is on the ATP that all ATP events will have Hawkeye, but WTA don't have that rule. So when it's a WTA only event, they're going to get lines people. They're going back to basics, you know. All right, 4-2. Udvardy with a mini break. By the way, if you're not too familiar with tennis, this is a tie break. At 6-all, they play a tie break, and it's first to 7 points, but you have to win by 2 points. So if it's 5-all or 6-all or 7-all, you have to win by 2. So at the moment, Udvardy's got to win 3 more points to win the set. There's a backhand of Udvardy into the front of Eala. Udvardy with the forehand of the stretch. Eala in control. Hits it down the middle, though, and Udvardy gets it back. Eala then hits it in the net. And it's 5-2, Udvardy. She's 2 points away from the first set. I think the let call should be removed from the game. What's your thoughts? I agree. I think a let could, yeah, I agree. I think we could get rid of the let. No problem. Or like play on if it's a let. Like if it hits the tape and goes in on a serve, you play it, right? Sometimes it might turn into a drop shot. Sometimes it might just hit the net and keep going through anyway. But I agree. I am for that rule change. That'd be fine. It would save time. All right, second serve. Into the front of Eala. Return goes to the front of Udvardy. And Udvardy hits it out. 5-3. Eala gets 1 mini break back. 5-3. Why did Eala play this instead of Stuttgart? Because, one, I don't know if she would have got into Stuttgart because it's a very high level, like a lot of high level players play that. It's hard to play. So to serve out wide the back of Eala hits it out. 6-3. Udvardy, she's got set points. But also, I think this was the better option for her. Also, maybe she committed to this tournament before Miami. She might have said, I'm going to play this event. Also, as we found out at the start of the week, maybe there's a visa issue. Maybe she couldn't get a visa into Germany. So maybe that's the problem. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of reasons. But I think playing this is probably the smarter option. Instead of going out and playing, playing Swiatek in the second round or first round, or playing some top 30 player on a clay court and you lose that match and then you've got to play Madrid with 0 matches under your belt, I think this is a better option. As we serve now, the forehand of Udvardy. Return is good. Eala gets it. And it goes in. Udvardy gets it back and goes out. Udvardy thought it was wide. But it hit the line. All right, Eala saves 1-6-4. For Udvardy. This is a 125 event, so it's a level below that. Below a 250. All right, set point number 2. There's a return from Udvardy, but that's a let by Eala. It looked like it was wide. No, it was in. Udvardy saw the mark and accepted the call. But return goes in the backhand of Eala, into the front of Udvardy. Eala backhand. It's a bit of a moon ball. As then Udvardy hits it into the front of Eala on the stretch. Udvardy, forehand cross. Eala's doing a lot of running. As she hits the backhand into the front of Udvardy. Eala with the forehand on the stretch. Udvardy on the attack. Hits it down the middle. Eala gets back in the rally. As we get backhand out from Udvardy. Eala forehand. Goes again in the backhand of Udvardy. Eala backhand cross. That goes out and there's the first set. And it goes to Udvardy. Very close set. But Udvardy takes it. 7-6. 7-6 to the Hungarian. Most of Eala's junior titles are on hard courts. Maybe she's not good on clay. I wouldn't say she's not good on clay. It's just experience level, right? She's inexperienced on clay, which is why she would play this, right? It's why she would play this instead of going to play Stuttgart. Because if you think about it, right, you go to Stuttgart, right? You play that tournament. You let's say she plays, I don't know, Mirra Andreeva in the first round, right? And doesn't beat her because Andreeva's been playing really well lately, right? There could have been a possibility that happens. She plays Andreeva first round, loses that match, and then you go to Madrid and you've just gone to Stuttgart for one match, which you lost. Not the best result, even though it's against a top 10 player, but still. For Eala, I feel like it is a better choice to come here and play more matches because even though she lost the first set here, if she does come back to win this, she's going to get, at least 4 matches, including the doubles here. And that's better for her. More matches on clay. Rather than going to Stuttgart and playing one match that she might lose, it doesn't really help her. It's more, and this is the smarter option for her. Especially considering that she's, her clay tennis is not at the level, she's not a great clay court player at this point. She's the hard court player, So I think this was the smart option. Now, if she loses this match, I know people are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe she lost. Don't panic. If you think, look, is Eala the favorite? Yes. But, again, her clay court tennis against the player that she's playing on clay at the moment is not as good. Udvardy is a good clay courter. Is a more experienced clay courter. So, yeah. So, anyways, we'll see. But I think this is a better option. I think going to Stuttgart would have just been more pressure because it's a higher profile match and matchup, and it would have been more pressure. Whereas at least here, she can kind of go to Portugal and, the focus is on her, but it's a little less spotlight, to practice. Thanks for the insights. Look, I'm doing my best. Clay's her weakest surface anyway. Yeah. She's only, I think before this week, she'd only won like 11 matches on clay, right? So And Udvardy has won 200 matches on clay. So again, it's funny with tennis. I think a lot of people get confused that think that tennis is tennis. Whatever court it is, doesn't matter. But there is a big difference between playing on hard courts and clay. And we talked about this last week. And we talked about with Mensik, right? Mensik lost first round in Germany, and everybody's freaking out because they're like, oh my God, he just won Miami. How did he lose in a first round of an event? But clay courts are so different. Going on to clay is a completely new, it's like a new tour, right? We're playing a totally different game right now. Totally different surface. It's, it favors other players. People that hit the ball hard, it's not going to favor as much. It's going to be harder to hit winners. And Miami, for Eala, her game was suited so well to that court. That's why she's coming to these small tournaments to try and practice on this surface because, again, her game, trying to adapt it to the clay, is not really, she's trying to do that. That's what she's here for. Swiatek's the queen of clay? Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see Swiatek, who has kind of struggled a little bit lately, how she does on the clay. Because, some players like Casper Ruud, right? Casper Ruud, we haven't really heard from him much this year. But now we're on the clay, we're going to see him a lot more. He's going to be probably making the finals of things more. We're going to see him in the semi-finals of things. As Eala hits that one out. And it's 30-15. And then there's players that played really well in January, February, March, and then continue to play well because they're just crazy. There's players that just, doesn't matter what the court surface, they are just good at everything. As that backhand goes in the net from Udvardy, 40-15. Has Eala serve. First game of the second. As a return goes into the backhand of Eala, Udvardy with a passing shot winner. And it's 40-30. Again, Eala's volleys are not, or at least her approach shots are something to work on as well. She doesn't hit the best approach shots. She's kind of hitting the approach and then just getting past without not even attempting a volley. So there's definitely something to be improved on there. That's all right. If she was the perfect player, she wouldn't be playing here. She would have played Stuttgart and won it, right? As a backhand now from Udvardy. She comes in there with a volley there, Eala. And then another volley. That's a good one. Udvardy gets up with a slice, but it's in the net. That was better. She made the approach and she hit two good volleys. All right. One love, Eala in the second. Why not make a court standard surface? I like the fact that they have different surface. I know some people probably want it all to be the same. And it's like, okay, well, from January to November, everything's the same. And you play on the same court and you play, like all other sports. Most other sports, you don't change, surface, right? They don't play on sand when you're playing basketball, right? They don't change it. But I like that tennis has that. It's so unique that, you got players that in certain parts of the season are better than they are on other parts of the season, right? Different names get thrown up in April, May, and June that we don't usually see because it's on clay, And then there's players that at the end of the year do better because it's on indoor hard courts, Ugo Humbert on the men's side, for example. We don't really hear much from him until we go inside. And then when we go on the indoor courts or on the grass, he thrives. And we start hearing about Ugo Humbert a lot more, right? So there are definitely players. I like it, I like that there's that if it was all the same, then all the same players would win. So it's good to have that adjustment and give other players a chance and and everyone would play the same. It'd be the same game. Everyone would play the same game. It'd be the same surface. If you have a big serve on clay, it's not going to work as well as it would on a hard court. So it's really, again, I like the surface change. I think it's good. And it was love 15. Eala trying to break straight away. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. As return goes in the backhand of Eala on Udvardy, sorry. Udvardy comes in with a drive volley. Eala gets there but hits in the net. And it's 15-all. Udvardy's 5-5. Yeah. Udvardy is tiny. All right, serve again. 15 love. Sorry, 15 all. As we return now from Eala to the front of Udvardy. Udvardy in the net. And Udvardy, I reckon, might just have dropped the level after winning a tough first set and maybe just taking it a little bit too easy here. 15-30. She's 5-7. Sorry, my bad. It allows for different strategies. Keep the service different. Yeah, I agree. Backhand down the line from Udvardy. Oh, no, she overhit it. Did she overhit it? She did. 15-40. That was an easy winner. Right there to be hit, but she overhit it. All right. 15. Oh, wait, it was in. Why the umpire pointed the knife? What is it? Why the umpire point? Umpire, why are you pointing? Why did the lines person point? It's 30 all. Sorry. Umpire screwing me up. Anyways, Eala in the net, 40-30. 40-30. Serve again. As we get a fault from Udvardy, second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Eala. Good return. Slice Udvardy in the net. And we get the deuce. All right. Serve again from Udvardy. Is a fault. Second serve. By the way, Chad, I'll tell you what. There is a crowd here. Like, I'm looking to the back of the court, and if you're, like, there's not much room, but, like, it is pretty packed. there's a whole crowd at the back of the court. Whole line of people that are watching this match. As Udvardy apparently no, that was a fault, sorry. First fault. Second serve. There's probably about 15 people, maybe 20 people standing behind the court. Which is the court next to it, nobody's watching. Anyways, double fault. And then there's about 5 people on the court over on the other side. Oh, wait, maybe they're training. That's why no one's over there. Oh, they're training over there. Okay, nobody cares. All right, advantage Eala to break. Now, first set went to Udvardy. Serve to the back of Eala. Return goes into the back of Udvardy, but it's called a let. By the way, Chad, I'm watching Collingwood versus Brisbane in the football, or the not soccer, the Aussie rules. And the Brisbane Lions just got robbed, and they're all fighting as well. Anyways, they're all fighting. Anyways, Udvardy gets back to deuce. Yeah, AFL, the Aussie rules. They're all fighting each other. Brisbane fans, the Lions fans are just they're rioting. Serve. It's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As a return goes in, and Udvardy overhits it. And it's advantage Eala. Advantage Eala. As Udvardy serves again. Into the front of Eala. Return goes wide. God, Udvardy's serve is saving her in this match for sure. All right, back to deuce. Scheduled for tomorrow? No idea. I have no idea. All I know is that we're not watching Stuttgart or Munich because in Germany they're not playing tomorrow. But they are playing in Barcelona, so we're definitely going to watch Barcelona. There's a lot of good matches in Barcelona tomorrow. Backhand return goes in the backhand of Udvardy. Oh, that's a good shot. Eala was going the wrong way. Advantage Udvardy. Advantage Udvardy. Ooh. Serve. Yeah, Runa versus Rude. Tsitsipas versus Feast. Possibly Alcaraz versus Demonor. All quality matches tomorrow. It's going to be a great Friday, chat. As the backhand return goes in the backhand of Udvardy. Backhand out from Eala. Cross court the front of Udvardy. And Udvardy hits it out back to deuce. Yeah. We'll watch all those matches. And then if Eala wins this one, I think she plays tomorrow as well. So we'll probably figure out when to watch her as well. So we've got a lot of tennis to watch tomorrow. Swiatek versus Penko or Navarro happens on Saturday. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow there is no matches in Stuttgart. Good Friday is a religious holiday in Germany, so they don't play tennis tomorrow. And a bit of serve out wide. The backhand of Eala. Return goes into the backhand of Udvardy. It goes in. Eala with the forehand into the front of Udvardy. To the backhand slice of Eala. Good drop shot. Too good.
This is going to be on Tennis TV, bro.
And it's advantage Eala. Lovely drop shot winner. Advantage Eala. To take the break in the second. Is a bit of fault from Udvardy. Second serve. Navarro played flawless against Haddad Maia. Yeah. I think she will beat Penko. She's too solid, I think, for Penko. As Udvardy goes to the backhand of Eala. Return goes in the front of Udvardy. Eala with a forehand on the stretch. Goes in. Udvardy cross-court forehand. Eala's going to get there with a lob. In comes Udvardy. And she puts it away. Back to deuce. They're playing some really good rallies out here, by the way. Back to deuce. Long game. As we get to deuce. There's people behind the court just walking around. People don't know the rules. And there's a bit of serve now from Udvardy into the backhand of Eala. Good return the foot of Udvardy. Udvardy in the nets. Oh, man, what a miss. Advantage Eala to take the break in the second. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Alexandra versus Andreeva. That could be a tough match for Andreeva. Alexandrova is no joke. All right. Advantage Eala to take the break in the second. As return, goes in the backhand of Udvardy. Slice goes in. Eala on the attack. Hits a winner. There it is. Break. 2-love. Alex Eala. 2-0. All right. By the way, the second seed of this event, Volley Nets, is playing right now as well. She's up a set against Zedenshek. She's down 3-2 in the second, though, so that is happening at the moment as well. So the number 2 seed and also the doubles partner of Eala, who played doubles yesterday with Volley Nets, she's winning at the moment. So Number 1 seed is losing in the first, or lost the first set. The number 2 seed won the first set. Eala serves the backhand of Udvardy. And that is a return winner. Umpire's out the chair again. Jeez, the umpire flew out the chair that time. Just leaped out the chair. And that was called in. By the way, Eala's grabbing her shoulder a little bit. I don't know what's going on there. Love 15. Nice shot by Udvardy. All right, love 15. Served in the tee into the forehand of Udvardy. Good return the backhand of Eala. Udvardy backhand into the forehand of Eala. Again, the backhand of Udvardy. And Udvardy hits it out, 15-0. 15-0. Hitting her thigh is a mannerism. She's healthy. Yeah, she was doing that in Miami, so I think that's just a habit. Her doing that is just a... I think Osaka does something similar. Like, Osaka does something similar. She, taps her leg before she plays the rally. So I think it's just a thing she does. I don't think it's any fitness thing. It's more the shoulder. Like, she just was kind of going like this to her shoulder, so you just got to keep an eye on that. Oh, by the way, Udvardy tries to come in and hit a ridiculous half volley, but she missed it. She's trying to hit a Rafa shot. 30-15. 30-15. As Eala serves again. Into the forehand of Udvardy. Return goes out. 40-15. Serve. Into the backhand of Udvardy. To the backhand of Eala. Udvardy forehand down the line is good. Eala gets it. Udvardy forehand down the line again. Eala gets that as well. Puts up a lob. And in comes Udvardy. Eala with a pass. Udvardy with a volley. Solid volley. 40-30. 40-30. Eala to go to 3-love in the second. Serve again from Eala. Now we're just waiting for some people behind the courts to sit down. Yeah, people just walking around like... I don't know why. I guess it's like lines people or something. I don't know what they're doing. People just moving all around the place. Anyways, serve. Into the front of Udvardy. Return is a winner. Jeez. That was pretty good.
This is going to be on tennis TV.
Deuce. And again, Eala just grabs her shoulder after that serve. She's not holding her racket in the left hand as like between points. Keep an eye on that. Sort of served and see the backhand of Udvardy. Return goes to the front of Eala. Udvardy forehand to the backhand of Eala. Drop shot's good, but Udvardy's going to get there and hit a slice, but she hits it wide, Udvardy. And it's advantage Eala. Umpire's going to check. By the way, Eala hit a ridiculous lob, so even if Udvardy hit it in, I mean, if Udvardy actually hit it in, it would have been, Eala would have been robbed, but luckily it was out, so Eala won the point anyway. All right, advantage Eala for a 3-love lead. As Eala serves. Into the backhand of Udvardy. Return the front of Eala. Udvardy backhand. Again, the front of Eala. As Udvardy backhand again. Into the front of Eala on the stretch. Udvardy backhand down the line. That's a solid shot. And we're back to deuce. God, Udvardy is stubborn. Deuce. Again, don't forget to sub. If you haven't already, we've got Alcaraz coming up later. We've also got some really good matches tomorrow. And if you are new to tennis, I implore you to come tomorrow and watch those men's matches tomorrow. Don't be a stranger. Don't just show up for the Eala matches. Make sure you join us for other matches. It's fun all the time. We also do heaps of other stuff, so make sure you join the channel. That goes out by Eala and it's advantage Udvardy. Exactly. Chat. Give the new people a reason to. Why should people come back and watch every stream and every video and everything? Give people a reason to do it. It's fun. Exactly. There you go. Do you like fun? Well, then come have fun with us. Now, it's not a cult. Don't say drink the Kool-Aid. It's not a cult. It's not. That's not a cult. Don't believe that. That's not a cult. We are friendly. As Eala serves a fault second serve. It's informative and entertaining. Do you like to learn? Do you like to laugh? Then we've got you covered. As we serve now the backhand of Udvardy. Return goes in the front of Eala. Udvardy backhand. Into the front of Eala. Down the line is long. We're back on serve. We're back on serve. 2-1. Eala with the lead, but Udvardy breaks back. People should come back because Cam's a one-stop tennis shop. There you go. You'll learn a lot about tennis. We have fun chatting with our fellow members in here. Yep. To be honest, I don't know tennis can be this riveting. Well, welcome. Tennis is riveting. And so it's a good time with this chat and watching tennis. That's it. Ostapenkovic, Swiatek, who you got? They're not going to play. It's going to be Navarro. Sorry, bro. It's because of Eala, my idol for the Philippines. I know. Like 99% of people here are for Eala. But I have to say, there's a lot of other players as well that you can just come hang out. There's a lot of other players as well. So that's my job, right? My job is that you might come here, and this happens for every player, right? It happens for Raducanu, it happens for Swiatek, it happens for Alcaraz, it happens for Sinner. You might come here for one player, but my job is to make you come back and watch all tennis. So then you become a tennis fan. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you into being tennis fans. So you might come for Eala, but just stay for a lot of other stuff. But don't worry, we watch a lot of Eala as well, so stay for Eala as well. All right, love 15. Eala hits a lovely backhand winner. Love 15. As we return now the backhand of Udvardy. Udvardy hits it wide. Love 30. Love 30. Love 30. Serve again from Udvardy. It's a fault. Second serve. Next time, Cam, it's just that I have exams next week. That's all right. Good luck with your exams, and then once they're done, come hang out. Double fault.
Get myself in there.
Love 40. Love 40. Love 40. Chance for Eala to break again. Serve to the tee. There's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the front of Eala. Good return. The front of Udvardy, but it's in the net by Udvardy. 3-1. Eala breaks again. All right. 3-1. Udvardy plays so strong, but then her level drops. Yeah. She needs to win a slam or two to become the Pacquiao's popularity. Hey, who knows? Maybe she will. All right, serve into the forehand is a fault by Eala. Second serve. Maybe age is catching up. Udvardy's 26. She's like in her prime. Serve to the backhand of Udvardy. Return goes to the backhand of Eala. Udvardy backhand down the line. Udvardy with a forehand. No, Eala hit it long. Love 15. Hey, Alona, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome back for the 9 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back for 9 months. Love 15. And Eala serves again. Into the backhand of Udvardy. Good return to the backhand of Eala. And Udvardy can't get it. Lovely shot from Eala. 15 all. And Eala serves again. Serving to the forehand of Udvardy. Backing up from Eala. Again, the forehand of Udvardy. And Udvardy hits it out. 30-15. Hey, Julian, thank you for the 12 months. Hey, 1 year. 1 whole year. Thank you for the 12 months. All right, 30-15. Eala trying to consolidate the break. Serve to the forehand of Udvardy. Eala forehand on the stretch, puts it into the sky. It goes wide. 30 all. 30 all. Serve again. From Eala. 30 all. Serve into the forehand of Udvardy. Back now Eala. Into the forehand of Udvardy, who puts it in the net. 40-30. Eala to go to 4-1 in the second. She serves again, Eala. Into the forehand of Udvardy. Return goes in the forehand of Eala. Udvardy forehand again to the forehand of Eala. To the backhand of Udvardy. But she hits it wide. 4-1 to Alex Eala in the second. She went down 7-6 first set. But she's fighting back. All right, how we doing, chap? How we doing? Hey, thank you, Casper Fandom, for the 28 months as a tier 3. You guys should be here. Cam brought back my passion for tennis, watching and playing wise. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm glad I could help. Thank you for the 28 months. I've accepted that this will be a long game and cancelled my meetings for the rest of the day. There you go. Fair enough. Fair enough. Eala does have momentum. Yep. All right. 4-1 to Eala. Some questions I think you are tennis player. Bro, some questions I think you are tennis player. Thanks, Idol. What was the question? All right. Eala's got the break. 4-1 in the second. Udvardy won the first set, though. Eala's already adjusted? Yeah. And this is the thing, chat. Sometimes, and this goes for a lot of players, when you win a really close first set, which is what Udvardy did, it's very common that the next set, early in the next set, you're going to just kind of relax, right? And be like, oh, I won the first set. Oh, thank God, I won the first set. It was really tough. And I won it, but it was really tough. And then all of a sudden, because the person on the other end who lost the first set is going to be like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's fight back. Let's go. Like that's, you got to stay alert after you win a close first set because the other person's going to try and get you. They're not, like Eala's not going to give up, right? So Udvardy is kind of just cruising a little bit here after that first set being so intense. She needs to switch back on. Otherwise, she's going to be in a third set and Eala's going to have all the momentum. All All right, Udvardy trying to keep... Whoa, it's very windy. As Udvardy serves an ace. 40 love. There's a return from Eala's a lovely drop shot winner. And it's 40-15. By the way, Andreeva and Alexandra have just started. We'll keep an eye on them. Hey, Vincenti, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. 1-1 between Alexandrova and Mirra Andreeva. That is the score. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, first serve is a fault from Udvardy. Second serve. The backhand of Eala. Good return. Udvardy passing shots. Too good, though. And it's 4-2 Eala with the break. All right, 4-2. If she wins this tournament, will it be her first WTA title? So, let me have a look. Yes. This is a tough one, though, because it's not really... This trophy isn't really considered a... I mean, is it? I don't know. It's a challenger trophy, but it might be added to your actual trophies. I'm not sure how it works. How these 125s, if they're counted as... Because if this was on the men's side of things, if you win this trophy, it doesn't count as an ATP trophy. It counts as a challenger trophy. But I'm not sure if winning this trophy will count towards her... It will be her first WTA trophy, or if it would be considered a challenger. I'm not sure. WTA have different rules. I don't think it will count. I don't think it's a WTA title in the same way that winning Stuttgart, for example, is, right? But I'm not sure. It might be considered a challenger trophy. All right. 125 is totally... I know it's a WTA... It's weird because it's not a challenger because they don't really have a challenger tour on the WTA. But it's like... I guess it is considered a WTA trophy, but it's like a WTA 125K. I don't know. Anyways, Udvardy, she's at love 30 here. But Hadar, you might be right because I think I've seen players... I know head-to-head count in 125s as a main draw, whereas challenger matches don't count on the men's side, or at least they don't count to them overall. Anyways, back to this match for a second because we got some problems for Eala. 15-40. Udvardy is about to take back the break. 15-40, serve. Down to the back end of Udvardy in the net, 30-40. It's their lowest level of tournament. Yeah. I just don't know if it's like, does it count as on the website? Does it count as a WTA trophy? I'll have a look in a second because I can figure it out by who won the last one. Love 15. Sorry, no, I'm looking at the wrong score. Break point again, 30-40. Backhand of Eala to the forehand of Udvardy. Eala backhand. Again, the forehand of Udvardy, who hits it down the line for a winner. All right, Udvardy is back on serve, 4-3. So let me have a look. So who won the last 125? So Solana Sierra won a 125, and it was her only WTA trophy. So let me see if she has got a trophy on her record. What's her ranking? Oh, there we go. Solana Sierra. WTA website. Why can't I access players records. Are you kidding me? All right, I guess we'll go for another player then. So Daria, I can't pronounce that name, from Latvia. Her WTA, she's won 2 WTA challenges. Are they considered WTA titles? No. Wait. No. So they're not counted on the WTA website. They don't count 125s as at the same level. Because I'm looking here and it says singles titles 0 when she's in fact won 2 challenges. So no, they don't count. They don't seem to count as she's won one this year and she got 0 titles this year. So yeah, so these tournaments don't count as WTA, top tier WTA. Unfortunately. But it still counts as a trophy, so it's not nothing. 15 love. So it's counted as a WTA challenger, which is what the men have. But yeah. By the way, thank you, Juck, for becoming a member. Appreciate that. As it is served now from Udvardy into the front of Eala. Return goes out. 30 love. Udvardy, by the way, is shaking her fist a lot. She's got the momentum and she's fired up. The men's just whooped Noskova. Well, that means Andreescu, who just lost to Le Mans, that's not a bad loss for her then. So good work for Bianca. Means that Andreescu's maybe a bit better off than we thought. Good serving from Udvardy. 40 love. Yeah. No, Google says that 125s are considered a trophy, but the WTA website don't recognize 125s as a WTA trophy. It's got to be 200 and 250 or above for the WTA to consider it a top tier trophy. Google's going to give ITF trophies. It's going to show you 250s, 150, whatever. WTA, I mean, even on the men's side, right? As we return now to the forehand of Udvardy. Forehand from Eala. Goes long, and it's 4-all. We're back on serve and back level. 4-all. Four games all. Back to Eala. 3 games in a row for Udvardy. WTA 125s are a different part of the tour, yeah. It's like an ATP 175 on the men's side. It's a challenger event. It's a challenger level tournament, so it doesn't count towards your career total. But again, winning this trophy is still something. Whoever wins this trophy, it's still a trophy. I mean, you still get something for it. You get points, you get prize money. It's not nothing. It's just not counted as like wouldn't be Eala's first WTA trophy. Her first, trophy. She'll win a 125 or more. And it was love 15. Eala hits it wide. As Eala serves again. Into the forehand of Udvardy. Udvardy in the net. 15-all. $15-all. It is served now at the forehand of Udvardy, but it's called a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Udvardy. Return goes in the forehand of Eala. Udvardy backhand. Again to the forehand of Eala. Down the line of the forehand of Udvardy. It's Eala backhand. Again the forehand of Eala. Sorry, Udvardy. As Eala forehand goes down the middle. Udvardy gets it back. Eala with a drop shot, but Udvardy's going to get there. And hit a drop shot back. Eala's going to get that with a pass, but it's wide. 15-30. By the way, I'll just say this once. If you're going to come in here and start like trying to pick fights, or you're trying to trying to be in here and be like, ha, she's not that good, or ha, I told you, and don't be that guy. If you are going to be like that, go to Twitter. That's where people like that go. Not here. We don't do that here. We don't celebrate people losing. You know, we celebrate. If you're an Udvardy fan, go ahead and celebrate. But if you're just an Eala hater, go away. We don't need you here. We're not about that. We're not about that. We celebrate wins. We don't celebrate losses. All right. That's something you can do on like Instagram, Twitter. Like go do that somewhere else. Udvardy, by the way, with a great return win up. 15-40. Break points for Udvardy, who's got the momentum. Well and truly got the momentum in this set now. Backhand return goes to front of Eala. Eala hits a winner. 30-40. This is where the fighting spirit from Eala has to show. 30-40. She was up 4-1. 30-40. 30-40. Still break point, though, as Eala hits a forehand into the front of Udvardy. Back in Eala. Goes wide. Udvardy gets the break. And Udvardy is going to serve for the match. Is this Udvardy a clay court player? Yes, she is. Udvardy, and if you know a little bit about the Australian Open at the start of the year, Udvardy actually beat Eva Lees, who had a really good run in Australia. And she beat her in a clay court event 2 weeks ago. So she's already had a high-profile win on clay this year, Udvardy. So, yeah. And we said this at the start of the match. We said this at the start of the week, right? Eala, playing this tournament was about... It's like Draper and Menzik this week, right? Or last week. We're going to see where these players who are not known for their clay court tennis, where are they at? And Eala coming here, she won her first match against a person who had more experience on clay. This player, Udvardy, has way more experience than Eala on clay. So there's going to be an adjustment. Now, if this was on a hard court and Udvardy was beating Eala up on a hard court, you'd be like, oh, this is what happened, you know. But on a clay court, Udvardy is, I think she's won 20 times more matches on hard court, clay courts than Eala. So the experience goes to Udvardy. And it's showing at the moment. But it's not over yet. Remember, Eala does break a lot against her opponents. We saw that in Miami. Here we go. Udvardy's going to try and serve to win the match. As we to serve. Into the front of Eala. Return goes short in the back of Udvardy. Eala with a pass. Udvardy with a volley in the net. Love 15. Doesn't she train at the Rafa Academies and they clay there? There is, but I'm pretty sure they mostly play on hard courts. But look, training on clay is one thing. Then playing matches on clay is a totally different thing. It comes with different confidence. You can train on clay for 5 months. But if you don't play any matches and you don't test out your training, then what are you going to get out of that, you know? 15-0. So she might have been like the best clay court player in the training. But until you start playing clay court matches and you play clay court players and you win those matches, that's what you get the confidence from playing and winning those matches, not the training. The training is we're talking practice, chat. We're talking practice. All right, return goes in there by Eala, 30-15. Udvardy 2 points away from a very good win for Udvardy. I mean, she beat Eva Lees, who was on a hot streak in Australia. She's about to beat Eala, who was on a hot streak in Miami. So Udvardy on clay, maybe watch out for her in the future as like maybe an unseeded player in Roland Garros potentially. As the backhand now cross court into the front of Udvardy, down the line in the front of Eala. As Udvardy down the line again, Eala gets it with a forehand cross. Udvardy backhand down the line. Eala's there with a slice, but it's in the net. 40-15. Match points for Udvardy to take the win and knock out the number 1 seed. 40-15. Udvardy serves. A fault. Second serve. Well, don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't already. We'll be watching Eala in Madrid in a week. If she doesn't get through this one, but she hits a return winner, 40-30. Or we'll watch her tomorrow if she wins. She comes back and fights back and wins. 40-30, match point number 2. 40-30. Second match point as Udvardy serves. Into the front of Eala. Return goes to the front of Udvardy. And Udvardy hits it wide. Oof. Deuce. 2 match points have gone. Deuce. We get to deuce. As Udvardy serves an ace down the tee. And it's match point number 3. Advantage Udvardy. Advantage Udvardy. To knock out the number 1 seed. As she serves into the front of Eala, but it's in to the backhand of Udvardy off the tape to the front of Eala. Eala in the net though. And Udvardy wins. Just a bigger serve. Her serve just saved her in the end, Udvardy. GG's. And Eala will go to Madrid. But again, like I said, chat, this week for Eala was about just feeling out the clay, playing players that are good on clay. It wasn't about, it's not win the title or bust, right? And I think she showed, look, Eala did show that she can play on clay, but there's also going to be a little bit of a learning curve. And that's okay. That's okay. I mean, we can talk about Mensik. We can talk about Draper in the last couple of weeks that have also struggled to transition from the hard courts to the clay courts. And those guys won the biggest trophies in March. So there's always going to be a bit of a transition. And Eala did get a win under her belt. She did also play 3 matches this week, one in the doubles and 2 on the singles. So, look, she'll improve. It'll only get better. But Udvardy, a seasoned clay courter, gets the win, and that's fair enough. All right. GG's. It's okay, Eala. Udvardy played well. Congrats both from the Philippines. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Udvardy, and you've got to give credit to Udvardy as well. She served solid in the tiebreak. Her serve saved her a lot on the break points as well. So, yeah, there's going to be there's going to be a learning curve. There's a lot of players that have not got good clay court records that are coming onto the clay this season. And, I mean, Draper had the same thing last week when he lost. It was all like, what the hell? He was Indian Wells champion. How'd he lose? And then Mensik lost this week and everybody, all the people freaking out. Oh, Mensik, what happened? He beat Djokovic last week and now he loses? It happens. It happens. But she'll be playing Madrid next week. Madrid's a little bit of a faster court too. So you would think in terms of clay court tennis, Madrid would be better suited to Eala. She would like that surface a lot better because it's a bit quicker and might suit her game a little more and she'll be able to hit some more winners and yeah. So it'd be interesting to see her play in Madrid next week. Roland Garros and Rome, they might be a little tougher because they're slow, but again, it's all about learning and we're learning. As fans, we're learning about Eala, right? The more matches we watch, the more we learn about her strengths, her weaknesses, her capabilities on different surfaces. We've never watched her play clay. So we're learning that too. Madrid's a clay court, but it's one of the faster clay courts. So it's a bit quicker it helps a lot of players. Sabalenka, she plays a lot better at Madrid than most other clay court venues. Because it's fast, you know. Yeah, Eala on grass, we don't even know what that looks like yet. That could be dangerous. Who knows? Anyways, if you are leaving, don't forget to sub on the way out. Thanks for hanging out. We've still got plenty more tennis during the week, so make sure you stick around. We've got Alcaraz coming up later today. Tomorrow we've also got like crazy Barcelona matches. So yeah. So stick around. Don't be a stranger. If you're only here for Eala, feel free to pop in because we're going to be here all week. Unless you have exams. Then go do your exams and then come back and watch. When you've done them. When you've smashed your exams and kicked ass. Yeah, Osaka's playing next week. I think. A bagel means when you win a set 6 love. And GG's means golly gosh. Wasn't Wimbledon the junior slam she won? No. Eala won Junior US Open back in 2022. I think this is also a loss from the doubles yesterday. I think they also lost the doubles. Yeah. Eala lost the doubles yesterday. But again, playing against a good doubles combination. That's... Again, it's fair enough. Could be the right time for Eala to get used to the clay or grass. Yeah. And she will, She will. What about Stuttgart? Andreeva, Gauff, Sabalenka, Iga, all playing Mirra right now. Yeah, Dan. We watched Swiatek and Mirra yesterday. I don't know if you were here. We watched her yesterday. We're gonna watch. We're gonna watch it on Saturday because they don't play tomorrow, unfortunately. No Stuttgart tomorrow, but we're gonna watch the quarterfinals on Saturday. It's okay to lose, Alex. You have more match ahead. Just give yourself enough time to rest. Yeah, she'll be fine. She's got a week until Madrid, so she'll have the week off. Also, we got to remember as well how tough it is to play in a tournament where there's so much rain. Like she's been, the first match she was playing and then she was off for 6 hours. She come back. It was just the first match took 2 days. Then she played doubles and then it started raining after the doubles. And then she was playing on center court. Then she was playing on some other court. I mean, just the scheduling of this rain affected tournament's got to be messing with her as well. So, we kind of take that for granted, See you in Madrid. All right. We'll see you in Madrid. Thanks for sticking around. You promised Udvardy's form would decline, but she served well. Yeah, Chat, you don't make promises to each other, otherwise might backfire. By the way, Goffin and Navone in a final set against each other in Munich, and also Hashanov is up a set in a break against Munar at the moment. Also, I think Volley Nets won, who was the number 2 seed, so she got through. Yeah, Madrid is next week. It starts on Wednesday. Been watching since the AO. Appreciate that. What's the next match we're watching? We're going to watch Alcaraz in a couple hours. He starts in like 3 hours though. So the schedule's a little bit dodgy, but we will watch him. Carlos versus Jera, which could be a tough one. I mean, Jera is legit. Is Volynets one of the greatest tennis names ever? Pretty much. Pretty much. No worries, Adrian. We'll see you later. By the way, Chad, I think we got to 235 in that. Did we get to 235? We did! We got to 235k. Appreciate that. Welcome to all the new people. Make sure you stick around. Stick around for the rest of the week. We've got so much tennis coming up. Really big tennis coming up too. I mean, we got some really important matches potentially on the cards, especially in Barcelona and Barcelona and Stuttgart. We could be watching some matches this week that we see in the French Open finals. So, or at least in the semis and the quarterfinals of the French Open. We could be watching some previews this week of those matchups. So, make sure you stick around if you want to learn a little bit more about who might win the French, because we might find out a couple of things this weekend, I should say. I think she is not confident in clay. That is why she is playing at 125. Yeah, and she'll get better. Eala will get better. She'll get better on clay. And if she doesn't, then she loses, there's Madrid, Rome, and Roland Garros. Okay, 3 tournaments. She got 3 more clay court tournaments, and then she can go back onto the hard courts or the grass, which is, maybe more suited. Faster court than clay. So if she doesn't play well on clay, it's not going to ruin her season. The clay court season doesn't make up the bulk of your ranking, unless it doesn't make up the bulk of the season. So you can, as long as you play well on hard courts, you'll be fine. So look, and there's a lot of players that go missing in clay, right? We don't see them until the end of June, and then we get back on the fast courts, and then we see them again. Totally normal that this happens. If she doesn't adjust this season to the clay, that's fine. She'll be back by the end of the French, and we'll be watching her anyway. We'll watch her play on grass and see what she can do there. Alexandra Eala's up 5-3-7 for the first set against Andreeva. Yeah, she is. She sure is. Mirra's already kicking a racket too, yeah. Alexandra Eala's no slouch. Yeah, I know. I was talking about that earlier, that Alexandra is not Andreeva's got a tough match today. Very tough. Things might not go as planned. Alexandra Eala can beat Swiatek in straights, yeah. Especially on the Stuttgart clay. It's quick clay. It's a quick clay court, so no surprise. No surprise Alexandra Eala is getting the win at the moment. Yeah, Stuttgart's not fast like Madrid, but it's not like a traditional clay court. It's a little bit slippery from what the players have said. It's a bit more of a slippery court. So the ball kind of skids a little bit more. Not as much as Madrid, though. It's not fast in Madrid standards, but it's a different court than your traditional clay courts. From what the players have said. At least that's what Dasha was saying. I mean, and if you look at the champions of the all the players that make the finals, it does seem that you can be favoured if you have a big game. It can help you. Give you a little bit more of a chance. All right, backhand return the backhand. What am I doing? I'm just watching random matches at this point. Now, great work to both ladies. At least now we get to see Eala in top-tier tournaments regularly going forward. Yeah. I don't think we'll see Eala playing these kind of tournaments again. She might play a 250, which is still a low tournament, like a low, what do you call it, tier tournament. But I don't think she'll be playing at 125 at this stage. I don't think she needs to go this far back to play this tournament. I think she'll be playing the big ones. She's all qualified to play all the big ones pretty much. And she'll probably play a few more 500 events, which will, again, because you want to play those events more as well, because if you win at those events, you make quarterfinals of a 500, you get more points, right? And more points for less matches mean your ranking goes higher quicker, right? Whereas here, she would have had to grind. I think if you make the quarterfinals of Stuttgart by winning 2 matches, or some players 1 match, you get the same amount of points of winning the tournament in Portugal. So you get 125 points for winning Portugal, but if you win 1 match in Stuttgart, if you're a top 4 seed, I think you get the same amount of points. Let me find out. How many points do you get for Stuttgart? I don't know. Yeah, I think if you get to the quarterfinals, you get 100 points, right? 180, 110 points or something. I think. Why can't I find it? here we go. So yeah, so for a 500 event, if you make the quarterfinals, you get 108 points. If you make the semis, you get 195. You know, so you win a couple of matches here, you get way more points. So hopefully, Eala will be playing more 500 events and stuff in the future to make her job a little easier to get more points quicker. Eala is 70 in the world. There you go. Still a little boost in the rankings. Do you plan to do double streams on Friday? A lot of big matches. Double stream. Oh, you mean double headers? We won't have to. Because on Friday, they don't play in Stuttgart, so we won't have to watch half the tournaments. First set, by the way, goes to Alexandra Eala. Yeah, we won't have to watch. Stuttgart is not they take the day off on Friday, so we're only gonna watch Barcelona. It's on Sunday Saturday we might have to do some juggling, but we should be okay for Friday. Tomorrow we'll be fine. Is Eala on the entry list for Rome? Yeah. She should be. Because she's 6 weeks ago she was in the top. She was in the top 100 6 weeks before Rome started. So that's how it works. Rome entry list. Here we go. Where is she? Maybe she's not. Hang on, I thought she was. 70. Oh, maybe she just missed. Oh, she just missed the cut. She's 73, but she's second alternate. So she's the second, but okay. But that could change because there's like she only needs 2 players in the main draw to pull out. So she's the second. She's the second seed in the qualies. But then again, has anyone pulled out? Because this came out a couple of weeks ago. So like Krejcikova is on the list, I think, and if she pulls out, then that's 1. She just needs 2 players to pull out injured, and she'll get in. I think. Has anyone withdrawn? Pardon me. I don't know if anyone's pulled out yet. It's still so far away. Must be some of the players. Yeah. So like, Krejcikova is on the list, so she's on the list of players playing, and she hasn't played all year. There's a lot. I mean, there's the likelihood that 2 players in the top 75 withdraw is likely. It happens. It's very rare that you'll go to the tournament where no one pulls out injured. So at the moment, Eala is, and I don't know. Maybe some players have pulled out of Rome, and I just don't know. But Eala is in the qualies of Rome, but she'll qualify if I thought it was 96 players. Yeah, but so the way it works is that it's a 96 player draw. 75 players get automatic entry, direct entry. There's 8 wild cards, 12 qualifiers, and then a special entry, which was reserved for somebody who does well in Madrid and can't play the quality. So, like, let's say somebody who is like 200 in the world does well in Madrid and can't get to Rome to play the qualies, they will get a special exempt or a special entry because they weren't able to go from Madrid to Rome and play the qualies to get in. So there's that as well. So she might get a wild card. I don't know if they've given the wild card. She might get a wild card, but 12 qualies, 8 wild cards, and 75 players the top 75 get direct entry. And unfortunately, because 75 players get direct entry, 3 of those and you're probably thinking, well, Eala's 72 though. How is she not in the top 75? So the problem is that there's 3 players that have a protected ranking that are higher than 70. So Sevastova, Andreescu, and Kvitova all get direct entry because they got protected rankings, which pushes Eala down the list. So if those players didn't play, she'd get direct entry. But because those players get a special protected ranking, Eala gets pushed down to the qualies. But like I said, she's on the verge of, she's like 1-2 spots below. So she should be fine. She should get in the main draw, if not get a wild card if they want. But at the French Open, she's in for sure. Like she's she's playing Roland Garros main draw. She is in the main draw for Roland Garros. All right, chat. We've got a couple hours until Alcaraz comes on, so I'll send you over there to watch, to be ready for that. Jera versus Alcaraz. And Jera he's beaten some big names on clay before, pushed some big names in tennis before, including Novak Djokovic. So this might be a tough one for Alcaraz, so it could be really fun. Could see some of the best tennis Alcaraz has played. Because he's just been kind of cruising Alcaraz. He doesn't have to play his best, but I wouldn't mind him getting pushed to have to play at a higher level and start playing some crazy-ass tennis. We love that for Alcaraz. At least I want to see him play like that. But good win by Udvardy. She takes out Eala, and Eala's going to go to Madrid. A couple of extra days in Madrid now. She can go down there and play in Madrid and get used to the faster clay. And she doesn't have to stick around for doubles either, so she can leave tomorrow or today, this afternoon. She can be gone. She can be in Madrid by the end of the day. But Udvardy wins, beats the top seed, and she is on to the quarterfinals. Udvardy, very big win for her.